In this video I am talking about this little Viltrox 56mm f1.4 lens for Fuji-X mount. My name is Pav and I'm a professional photographer and filmmaker. On this channel I talk about lenses, cameras and video photography related gear. And if this is your thing, then please consider subscribing right now. I must say massive thanks to UK Digital for lending me this lens for this review. However, I wasn't asked or paid by anyone to say anything specific about it, so this is my honest and unbiased opinion about this lens. Okay, let's talk about the performance first. 56mm focal length on APS-C sensor translates to exactly 85mm on a full frame camera. So it is a perfect portrait focal length, but also versatile enough for most of everyday photography and videography. This lens is actually delivering surprisingly good results. For a third-party non-Fuji lens, this actually, in my opinion, behaves as good as any Fuji lens that I have tried before. Very sharp, with a nice color and contrast, and easy to use. At f1.4 wide aperture, it is slightly, and I mean ever so slightly, soft. Not all the time, but every other picture I had to add a tiny bit of extra sharpening in edit, but overall the sharpness at f1.4 is very good. At f2 and smaller apertures, the sharpness is just more reliable and consistent. At smaller apertures, the images are also superbly edge-to-edge sharp. The biggest issue the picture performance suffer from is the chromatic aberration, and that, in my opinion, actually shows quite a lot as green fringing around the edges. Sometimes just impossible to fix in post, but not bad enough to make images unusable. This is really nitpicking though, as I see a lot of much worse chromatic aberration from super expensive lenses they use to film TV shows on Amazon, on Netflix. Yeah, watch for that green madness on the blurred backgrounds especially. There is also quite a lot of lens flaring when shooting towards the sun. One to bear in mind if you want to achieve perfect portrait results during the sunsets. Again, picking on small stuff here, stuff that you usually find a workaround in the real world situations. The autofocus performance is as good as of any Fuji lens, snappy and accurate. I literally never had to fight it to achieve the results I wanted and a sharpness in exact places that I was aiming for. 60 centimeters minimum focusing distance, which is actually closer than 99% of all 85 full frame lenses that I have ever used before, making it more versatile for more varied shooting scenarios. Yeah, I'm comparing it to 85mm full frame lenses. The bokeh is nice and very smooth, but in my opinion very clinical and lacking any features that would make it stand out or give this lens a unique character. It's not bad, I'm not saying that it is. It's just a little bit too clean for me. With the f1.4 aperture lens, I want to shoot it as much as possible at f1.4 to utilize that shallow depth of field and the bokeh in my images and videos. But with it being so clinical, it is just blurred background and nothing more. Build quality, it's well made. There is no hiding the fact that Viltrox quality is very good. Everything from very neat packaging to the metal hood, it is a very solid little package. There is no switches on the lens apart from the manual aperturing. That is declicked and fairly smooth. It feels a little bit like there is plastic rubbing on plastic somewhere internally. Nothing major when shooting photos, I guess. As it is declicked though, it seems like an obvious thing it is meant to do smooth and silent aperture changing when filming. Well, when changing the aperture blades themselves make a lot of crunchy sound when the camera is on. So if you were recording audio from the camera as well, this could be an issue. There's no way to change aperture smoothly while filming, either because of how the Fuji cameras work. Changes are very jagged. Stick it in one position and control the brightness with ISO. Oh, hang on. You can't change brightness smoothly on Fuji cameras with ISO either. Yeah, control the brightness with variable ND filter, and this is not a problem whatsoever. I'd prefer to have clicked aperture here, as it's not really adding any value or functionality by being declicked. The lens weighs only 290 grams. There's no weather sealing, focus by wire, 9 aperture blades with rounded diaphragm, and there is a USB socket on the back of the lens, on the bottom of the lens, for connecting to the computer for firmware updating. 52mm filter thread, the same size as on 23 and 33mm Viltrox lenses. The value, this lens is a steal. For £299 here in UK or $329 in US, it is an amazing value for a fast prime autofocusing lens like this. It is in fact nearly 3 times cheaper than a Fuji 56mm f1.2 lens. Generally speaking, there is not many autofocusing lenses with f1.4 wide aperture at this price range that are this solid, especially not for Fuji-X mount. Conclusion: even though it has got few little niggles, this is a great choice prime portrait lens for your Fuji camera. Certainly amazing value for money. It does deliver results on par with much more expensive Fuji lenses, and if you are looking for a solid, sharp performer, you should certainly consider this lens. This is not cheap and inferior lens from China. Brands like Viltrox really strive to compete with the big boys at the much lower prices, and they are really smashing it with their products. Perfect choice for portrait photography. It doesn't break the bank, and it is a lens which is fun to use. And this is it from me. If you like this video, then you know what to do. And if you like this kind of content, lenses, cameras, photography, video reviews, and maybe once in a while a tutorial, then please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. I am actually recording with the pre-release brand new lens from Sigma, which I can't talk about. I'm recording in S-Log3, so God knows what's gonna happen. My name is Pav, and I'm a professional photographer. 1, 2, 1, 2, test! Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? On this channel and China.